Now, media elites saw it as their duty to take out this president, and they considered his criticism a threat to their fiefdoms.
This idea that the press is not just covering him unfairly in his eyes, but that he actually sees us as the enemy.
Harsh words usually reserved for tyrants.
It started off as an act where he would taunt and troll us and call us fake news and even the enemy of the people. Has really spiraled out of his control.
Calling journalists traitors or calling them enemies of the people is inevitably going to increase the risk of violence and hostility towards journalists, and it's irresponsible, and he shouldn't do it.
You know what's really increased hostility toward journalists is that Americans are sick and tired of only getting their news from people who hate the president and can't set aside their own biases at the New York Times, CNN, NBC, etc. But in the wake of the Soleimani hit and on tonight's missile attacks on U.S. facilities in Iraq, the media is validating Trump's criticism because their analysis, well, basically, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
On the ground, his image everywhere. More than 1 million united in their cry for revenge.
Revenge must happen, and it is certain.
What is your message to America?
I'm saying we love Americans, but look at your president.
I ask if civilians would be taken off the target list.
Iran has never put U.S. civilians on its target list to take them off its target list. We obey rules of international law.
Does Martha Raddatz not challenge the Iranian foreign minister's assertions there? It's ridiculous. Last November, thousands of Iranians were in the streets protesting their government, the biggest civil demonstration in 40 years. 1,500 of them were killed by Iranian forces, including Revolutionary Guard forces led by Soleimani himself. But now we're supposed to believe that the whole country is united over the death of someone who not only ended up helping engineer the deaths of Americans in Iraq, but who oppressed the Iranians. Well, yeah, you'll think that if you watch CNN and MSNBC.
Tens of thousands of Iranians flooding the streets. It would appear that the U.S. has lost the hearts and minds, to use the phrase, lost the hearts and minds of the Iranian people.
The scenes inside Iran, the sea of people, not just to mourn this man who was beloved by so many, but really they're rallying around a regime that had been unpopular, Jamal. To me, it looks like a message of unity.
Amazingly, though, despite Iran's brutal repression of true democracy, the left is portraying Trump as the tyrant.
And the American president made a serious miscalculation. They made a serious mistake by assassinating, by taking this terrorist action against Commander Soleimani.
Here we are in the assassination business again. I'm sorry, this is a top general. We didn't dock him off. He wasn't operational. He was a leader. We killed this guy. A president of the United States, they used to hide from assassination responsibility. This president is bragging about it.
Oh, take a breath, Chris. They're actually now parroting Iranian talking points. Let's compare the words used by Iran's foreign minister with those of the leftist media.
He is showing to the international community that he has no respect for international law, that he is prepared to commit war crimes.
And I can't imagine our military targeting cultural sites in Iran in defiance of international law. But that doesn't seem to matter to Donald Trump. He doesn't seem to care about international law.
But has he made U.S. more secure? Do Americans feel more secure?
Of course, Americans are less safe today than they were before Qasem Soleimani was killed.
Is this really journalism? Maybe the phrase, the enemy of the people, is harsh. Yeah, it's harsh. But ignoring inconvenient facts isn't what real journalists are supposed to do. If they're loath to give Trump the benefit of the doubt, why are they so willing to afford Iran that luxury? And that's the angle.